Hello, hello, JoJo Crosses here. This is JoJo. How's everybody doing? Well, I am on my Fairycore Island today, and we're going to make this museum into a big castle. So I got all my stuff over here, and we're gonna get going on this little thing. I want to terraform a little bit back here and kind of get this part built up first. There's gonna be a lot of terraforming in this. I hope you guys are okay with that. I guess just fast forward if you are bored by it, or if it's something that's annoying to you. But anyways, this is just quite a big plot of land here, but it's also not quite big enough in certain spots, and I want it to kind of be even on both sides. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of extra room on the sides and stuff, and I will be adjusting, as I go along, just kind of looking around at stuff. But I won't make you watch all of this, of course, but we'll go through a little bit and let you hang out for some of it, and then some of it I'll just fast forward on, so you're not having to, sit through the mundane too much. The river that is here right now is kind of like really straight in certain spots, so I'm also trying to give it a little natural look at the same time. I'm not sure how successful I'm going to be with that. My plan is to put a little extra bridges on either side, so that there's a way to get to this little island from both sides. But I think I also want to put a bridge down towards the entrance of the island, if that makes sense. So, we'll get to that. But this side over here is just a little bit too far over, and I want to put a bridge over here. And I also want the sides of each, on either side of the museum, to be even. So anyways, that's why I'm kind of cutting into these spots. But yeah. So I'm trying to make this Fairycore. I feel like it's actually kind of turning out to be like just really pink cottagecore. I don't know if that's what Fairycore is supposed to be. I know there's a lot more magical elements to it, like moons and stars and things. And I've never done a Fairycore island myself, so hopefully it's turning out to be a little bit Fairycore. But I really like just the use of all the different patterns. Like, you can kind of just make the path really pretty and stuff like that. So but this is like my safe zone, is the floral, lots of flowers, lots of pretty things. And I did have a suggestion to maybe try Citycore. Let me know below if you guys are interested in seeing that. I've had it suggested twice now, but I don't know if that's the majority, if you guys feel the same way, if you'd like to watch a Citycore island, or if that would be boring. I don't know, but it would definitely be a huge challenge for me, because that is not my norm. So I would definitely be feeling very out of my element. And I would have to do a lot of research. So anyway, behind the museum here, I'd like to terraform up a level, because I want to add some height behind this building. It's already tall enough, but I feel like you really do need to add like a little bit of extra terraforming here. So I'm just trying to add another level back here, and just get it so that I can put some stuff up there. And hopefully when you look at the museum, it will look like a big building, like a big castle, versus just the museum itself. But I'm not going to make you watch all this terraforming, so we'll probably try to fast forward through some of this. I also did this on the day that they're having a fishing tourney. on the island, which is great because my villagers don't bug me. And that is like, that is golden on a day when you're really trying to get terraforming done and stuff. So if you guys are ever looking for a day to do that, that is the day. Is fishing tourneys and bug tourneys, they go out and try to do their own thing and they don't bug you. So yeah, it's just a little sneak in the game as far as getting your villagers out of your hair. But up here, I thought I better put down some pattern underneath in case some of it peeks through, because I'm going to put a few structures up here, and but they have, you know, some ways to see under them. So I just want to put these in case you're walking by. At least there's something underneath there. It's not necessarily like the best looking choice, but it just adds a little texture under there and not looking like it's just a big green grassy, you know, cliff under there. So this guy is just to add some, maybe some steeples on the top, you know, just to make the building look higher. I'm going to have to kind of go down and take a look and see if you can even see any of this from below. I was going to make kind of a lookout or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to end up, but I'd like to see if I can try to do that. So anyways, but these little organs, when you put them backwards, they add some nice height to some things too. And so I'm going to place these up here as well with some, yeah, some of the building sides in front, and see how that adds just like a little tower. Almost looks like a little, I don't know, like a little top to the building, or a little smokestack, or I don't know, however you kind of want to see it. But for a castle, I feel like it always has a lot of different steeples and ridges and just things like that. So I'm trying to kind of piece it together to see if we can get it to look more massive, a little more impressive, we'll say. I'm not sure if that's even going to come across, but you know, we'll try. This is keeping in the blue theme because we've got the blue roof on the museum, and obviously I can't change that. So I decided to go with the blue pieces of the castle. I really liked how that was on my tinsel island. I made a little smaller version of this on tinsel, and I really like how that turned out. So anyways, I keep going up and down to try to look at the front of it and see how it balances out and make sure both sides are kind of similar. And then I put down some of this grass pattern, thinking that this needed, I'm thinking that this needs something underneath it too, but then I think it's going to be covered anyway. So ends up, you know, we abandon the ship. If you haven't figured it out already, I am doing a voiceover here again. The video that I made lost its sound, and then I found the sound, but I wasn't able to download the sound properly, and then finally got that downloaded and then, or uploaded, and then something else got messed up, and so then I ended up just filming the video without me talking, and it made it working better. So anyway, when I was testing it, it just wasn't working out for some reason. So see, when I go up and look at that, that looks pretty cool, and I like how it's adding the height in the back there. It's really neat. So, and I also like how these castle pieces link together so nicely. I wish the building sides that are back there did that too. They link side to side, but when you put them like at a right angle, they don't match up, which is super annoying. And so it's really hard to use them to make a structure. Like, you can just make kind of a 1D portion of it, but you can't really make like a 3D. So anyways, the building sides are yeah, the blue ones back, those just don't line up with anything except themselves on the sides. But like if I go put that up there next to that other blue one at a right angle, it will not line up. I tried. So I tried several times. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. So, you know, it was edited out, of course, but I've tried it before, and then I thought, well, maybe it just didn't line up because I was doing something wrong, but no, it just didn't work. So anyway, and then here I thought, okay, there's a big gap. Why is there a big gap here? So I ended up putting in a tree. And then I later on will end up adjusting that. And I don't remember if I show it to you or not, but I do fix it to where part of that cliff's going to come out, and I push those back, and then it will line up like the other side does. So it's kind of hard going back and forth, and hard to tell like how things are lining up, if they're right, you know, right on. So I had to keep going back and forth and seeing where the cliff is and all that kind of stuff. And there's a little bit of adjusting that needs to be done. So, and then on this portion here, the ends are a little uneven. So if you look on this left side, it goes more flush back. And then the right side is bumped out a little bit, but I do not notice this for forever. Like until almost the end of this video. I do end up fixing it, and I don't think I show it to you, but it does get fixed. So if you notice it's a little off, you're right, it is. I also know you can put stuff in that castle tower that we're looking at the bottom of the screen. I just decided not to put anything in there because I didn't really know if it was going to be seen that well. I find that sometimes it doesn't always show up very well, and sometimes it shows up great, so it just kind of depends, but I just kind of left it the way it was. And I don't know why I didn't try to push that building down a little bit, because I think it could have been more flush, but I didn't. So anyway, I also ran out of the organs, so I ended up having to go and get another one at one of the treasure islands, but I don't have it quite yet in this one. So I think this is where we bump it back a little bit on the sides to get this all leveled out and equal like the other sides. And then yeah, there's just a little bit of movement needed. So because when you keep, I have to keep running out front and looking and going back and then running and going back to see the whole picture of it. But I do like how it ends up turning out in the end. It's just that you can't really like see the details of the castle that well, and that kind of bums me out a little bit. So spoiler alert, it doesn't look as impressive as it does when I'm building it. So that kind of bums me out. But anyways, as I'm running around, I get kind of bored of that, so I came up front. This is like the walkway that could to come from the, I guess, the airport. You can curl around to the side and walk towards the castle this way. And so I went ahead and terraformed over here because I wanted to add like just kind of like a little walkway surrounded by cliffs. And I already have the cliff on the other side to the right from the entrance build. So this is carrying it on left of the of that. So I'll kind of orient you to it later, and we'll also do a little tour at the end so you can see it. And then I'm going to climb up here and get some of these turned into waterfalls, because I want this to look like the river is flowing up and over this hill, which I'm aware that water does not really like flow up and over, but we're going to pretend there's a natural spring on top and it's flowing both ways, so but down both hills. So because the waterfalls are pretty, so, and I feel like you need a lot of like waterscaping and stuff in Fairycore, because it's just really, you know, usually gorgeous little landscapes and stuff like that. So anyways, but I like to join my rivers together a little bit, and I think that this will be nice when people are walking around or whatever. They can see that, you know, this river is a continuous flow or flowing entity type deal instead of just, you know, kind of stopping. So I don't really like it when you know, some of the little waterfalls are just like a big thing coming down and that's it, like one little square. It just kind of seems like it's cut off too much or something and doesn't seem natural, even though I understand none of this is natural, but I don't know, I just think it looks better when you kind of join things together a little bit, around the edges, you know, just things like that, like what water would do in real life. You know, it kind of follows the path and also travels the same kind of, you know, little journey. So anyways, but over here I was kind of trying to see like where I wanted the water to flow in the river, but I think we end up just getting it continued over pretty close to where I am here. But I had to adjust a little bit because I don't want to make it too huge over here either. And I also like that I can kind of hop around a little bit, so that part's good too. But we'll get this river joined up on top. I'm trying to fast forward through some of the stuff that's just a little slow going, or, you know, makes it a little more annoying to watch sometimes. I don't get annoyed by it like when I watch other people, but I get annoyed by myself, like watching myself do it, because I struggle a little bit along the way, and in lieu of just like editing out every mistake I made, I figure, well, I'll just kind of show you the fast speed process, you know, and then at least you can see I did all of the stuff, you know, and what I did, but it's kind of really fast, so I don't know if that was a little bit too fast. I might have to work on my my editing skills, obviously, are still in progress. On this side, this is the part that was already there from the entrance, and so I want to make sure the water joins all the way around. So I'm going to start by just joining this water right here all the way back along the edge. And the part where I'm standing is going to be like the walkway, and there's a bridge there that's going to go over to the castle. So it's kind of like this is a little, not land bridge, but just kind of like the walkway, I guess, to the castle, like the main walkway. So anyways, but I thought it would look better if it was kind of surrounded by some more water and just made it look kind of more, I don't know, like it belonged in here. So anyway, that's the part I'm doing right now, is just trying to get this right side worked in with the left side so that they're all kind of joined together. So, and I'm gonna, you know, make this little path going up, and then including that cliff on the left, and the castle is kind of going to be this build. So all this is kind of intertwined together. And then there's obviously going to be like some filler spaces that I'll need to work on along the way, but I want to get kind of the main chunks done, and then I can just do in some of the filling in, you know, as I go along. So I'm going to take out this little baby tree and move him up a little bit, because he's kind of right in the middle of the walkway, and I want to get the weeds out of the way and stuff. And then we'll put down some pattern pathway here. So again, I won't make you watch all that, but I am going to put in some path from the bridge, and we're going to head over to where we were over there. So on this side, I need to put down some trees. Here I'm just kind of looking at the castle and noticing that I can't see any of the big build on it. So, such a bummer. Because I had this big idea of what it was going to look like from a distance and approaching and stuff, and it literally I don't know. I think I needed to have a little bit more of maybe a hill to go up and then come back down or something to approach the museum, but I got too far into this, and then there wasn't really room to do that anymore, or at least in my mind there wasn't, without redoing the whole thing, so I just kind of left it the way it was. But now I'm just putting in the pathing to go from the front to the back, or to this bridge. That way we can pretty it up a little bit, make this little walkway nice, and then I'm going to, we'll do like planting and flowers and stuff along the way, but I'm just kind of getting a lot of the paths done and a lot of the terraforming and water work done first half of this, and then I'll move on to doing more of the decor in a little while. So you know, we won't be sitting here too long doing this, but anyways, it's just a little you know, part of the stuff you gotta do to get your little island all prettied up. So I like how that path turned out. It's kind of like windy on some parts and then really wide in other parts, which I don't mind. I kind of like it to look a little different. And then I like to put some flowers along the path just to kind of break it up and make it look like, you know, the path kind of went around the flowers and stuff. So that's kind of why I left those little gaps and stuff. I like to, anywhere there's that open space there, I like to put bushes and flowers and stuff, some trees. This is where I wanted to put that little tree in. Yeah, I thought he's cute. And then I'm going to stunt him because we don't want to forget. Otherwise, I'll have a big old tree. But see how you can't see the tower stuff in the back of that castle? You can only see the front towers, which is just such a bummer. And then even when you go up here, like I thought for sure I'd be able to see some of that, but I just, because of the way the island is more like rounded, you know, it's the wrong angle. So I see so many people. I think I needed to get closer and make cliffs that you have to go up and down to get to it, and I just didn't do that. So anyways, it's okay. I know it's there, and if you walk around it, you're gonna see it. It's just not the exact result that I was looking for. I'm just decorating the top of this hill so it's not you know, boring. And I want to put some trees because you always need some trees. You gotta have the life of the party here is the trees. And these trees are the hardwoods, so they're obviously going to be pink when I do the island tour. But I will, when I'm done with this build, go back in time to the pink time so that you guys can see what it looks like in pink. So either way, you'll see it now or you'll see it on the tour both times. It'll have it. So I'm trying to, you know, at the end, remember that I need to go back to like April 1st so I could be in the 10 days of pink flower time. I wish it was longer. It's such a short season. I know it's short in real life too, and that's probably why they do that, but man, it's real short. And then here I realized I needed my path, so I took down the entrance of the museum. And so I'm just going to put in this pathway. We're going to head over to that new bridge that I just have in the back there that we were just next to. And I like this just kind of wind out to it. And then we'll pop in, you know, some trees and stuff after this and kind of get it looking kind of pretty. So I can't finish the path because I got Lloyd sitting over here. So, you know, we'll time travel, get the bridge in, and then I can finish the pathway, you know, when it gets a little more complete and we get him out of my way. I kind of wish they would like put him off to the side or something. I don't really even know a good answer, but just kind of get him out of the way because he makes it kind of hard to decorate once you get that in, and it'd be nice to be able to not have to wait till the next day or time travel. But yeah, anyways, it's okay. It's no biggie, but just extra stuff you got to think about for sure. And then I like to get all the flowers in first before I put down any more patterns and stuff, just so that I make sure those get a spot. because I feel like the real flowers, you know, kind of make the path sometimes if you get them in the right spot, and you know, break it up a little bit so it's not all just decoration on the ground kind of thing. So I'm trying to add some different variations just to make it look a little more, oh, I don't know what the word is, but I feel like Fairycore is very whimsical and usually has a lot of little extra flowers and a lot of extra decorative stones and steps and just all sorts of things worked in. So I'm trying to put those around in different spots just to make it look kind of nice and different and not so, you know, same the whole way through. And then I'm putting my little sparkle down. I love this little sparkle pattern. It's so cute. And then I'm going to put a couple of statues next to the museum. So I just want to put these under them, under the statue, so that it looks kind of, you know, has stuff around it. It looks a little busier and not so boring underneath with just plain grass, you know. But yeah, so I love that sparkle. I like it just by itself. It's so cute. Here comes my little Valiant statue. Of course, I got that at my No Island. So, and I have a couple, so I'm gonna put another one over here, and I'm sure more will, you know, make their appearance on this island and other places. But I really love this statue. It's like one of my favorite ones. So I think it's a lot of people's favorites. So, but yeah, that's just kind of getting it dolled up a little bit over here so it looks cute. Put these guys in place and then try to make it symmetrical somewhat, because since it's a castle, you know. And then on this side I wanted to put another statue, also the beautiful statue. I really think that one looks cute, and she's pretty, you know. And I feel like, you know, in Fairycore there's a lot of like little goddesses, and you know, I don't know if you've seen Lord of the Rings, but there's a really beautiful fairy in that's just super, you know, like the queen of all the fairies. And I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of Fairycore. So I feel like the statues are representing. And then I needed some life in here, so we're adding some trees, but I don't really have enough in my pockets, so I'm just kind of digging the holes where I want them, and then I'm going to go grab them and then plop them in. So and like I said, they'll be the hardwood ones, so they're pink when we're in the Sakura season. Oh my gosh, I can't say it right. It's probably the most wrong way to say that, but anyways, you know, the pink blossom season. And then over here I have a couple little pink benches, plastic benches, and I thought those would look cute on either side, just somewhere to sit and rest when you're headed up to the museum, or you just want to sit and look at the little garden out here. Then it would give you a place to rest. So I plopped those down, and I think those look cute there, just kind of flanking that. And then I've got a couple of butterflies, so I wanted to plop some of those little guys down, because I feel like butterflies and moons and stars and statues all go hand in hand with Fairycore, very much so. And then of course we have to add some of these star fragments and stars just to again, just go with our theme. I had to move my bench over a little bit when I put that in, so I had to plop it back. And then I'm trying to make this path go off to the either side of the museum, so that when I put my bridges in over here, that you can you know, see where the path is going to take you. So that's what this part is. I'm just kind of fast forwarding it so you don't have to again watch all the path laying, but I try to get them somewhat even on either side. They're not even at all, but they're a little asymmetrical, obviously. But and then I realize there's also not enough room on this side, so there'll be a little bit of changing along the way too, just to make things a little more evened out, because this side's a lot bigger. And you know, I kind of keep going back and forth measuring and stuff, not measuring, but just kind of, you know, by the eye looking. This little empty space needs something, and so I wanted to put in one of those glowy ponds because they're so pretty, and they're also definitely speaking Fairycore to me, so I feel like that's something to go down here. And then in this spot, I thought it would be a great place for a little giant vine, and I like to put stuff peeking out from under it because I think it looks cute. And so anyways, I decided to put that big flower, and then I like to put like a few plants and flowers in front of the giant vine, just to kind of, I don't know, decorate the base so you don't stare at that the whole time. I don't know. So, and then now I'm just putting some bushes around, trying to get some of these growing. I have to fast forward a couple days to show them grown up, but for right now, I'm just planting the plants. It's a lot easier to carry those around in my pocket than the full-grown ones. So I try to do that as much as I can. And then here I'm just putting down flowers here and there, some glowing moss to try to add some of that magic and whimsy. You know, Fairycore has to have all the little glowing objects here and there. And they're so magical looking, so I think they're really pretty in the Fairycore land. I like the big ones. I know some people only like the tiny ones. I don't really mind either size of the glowing moss, but I think the big ones are cool, like especially when you have an island like this where you kind of need some more oomph on there. And then I like the little star clocks. You can turn it around and it's just a normal star in the back, so that's helpful. I don't think I've ever used it as a clock, which is funny. I've always used it as just a star. So, and I wanted a moon on either side, and this is kind of where I start to realize that I need more space over here. So I just want the land to swing out a little more so that moon is not obstructing where you walk. So that's just what I'm doing now, is just kind of filling in some of this and getting it a little more naturally off to the side. That way you can kind of walk around the moon and not feel like you're, you know, making a big mess of things over here. So, yeah. I also kind of hate doing this when the bridge isn't there because it's kind of hard to picture everything, but you know, I'll go forward another day or so in a little bit here, and then I'll be able to see it a little more, how it's working. And then I realized my path is kind of cutting the wrong way, so I had to kind of redo that too. But it's not too bad. Like sometimes I feel like I do a build and then I have to go back several times to fix things. This one I really only had to do a couple of things, so it wasn't too bad. But I thought I would show you just so you can see that, you know, I am not like at all perfect at any of this, nor do I get everything done on the first try. Like honestly, there is so much editing. You guys don't see you don't see my curse words coming out of my mouth half the time. You don't see the struggling getting things to fit. Sometimes I have done a build 10 times before you see the final product. So I hope that you are not ever watching anything of mine and thinking, oh, she just put that right together and she's amazing. No, no way. And some of you have commented to me that I'm so good at this and that I do the pathing better or I do this better. No way. No way. You guys probably do just as good as me. Honestly, this is just creative editing. So I just want you all to know there is absolutely nothing inside of me that's any better than you at all. You guys are also amazing, and there are so many great creators out there that I am just a minuscule little person out here compared to some of the ones that are just so great. So anyway, and I get, like I said, a lot of ideas from other people. Hardly ever is anything truly my original idea. It's just a lot of me, like, maybe bending it my way, you know, like just making it fit my island or my theme or whatever. But the ideas originally are always, you know, someone else. So, and it really amazes me what people can do. So, that's why I love this game so much. It's very creative and it keeps your mind working, you know. And I feel like it's never, oh, and see, the bridge is in my way, so I can't move it to the left, which is where I wanted to go, kind of between those trees, but there's nowhere, so I had to get the bridge in, and then I moved that over. So anyways, but what I was gonna say is this game is like never ending as far as creativity goes. Like I know a lot of people get burnout and stuff, but I feel like there's always something new or different that you can do and try something new, and then it will like make the game new again, you know what I mean? Of course there's a lot of repetitive stuff, but and it would be nice if they would have done some updates in this game, a few more, just to let us have new extra things to do. But you know, hopefully they'll come out with a new game. I really hope so. Either that or do like a giant update on this one, since they're going to make this compatible with the new game console coming out. Maybe they're going to, you know, do some updates, which would be fantastic. You know, give us a few of the things we've been asking for. You know, just, it would be great. I don't think anybody's really complaining that this game is over. I think they just want new additions, like maybe some new villagers added, maybe some, definitely Pocket Camp like has so much cool furniture and different stuff that you can't get in this game. It would be nice if they even just let us have some of that over here, like just share it over to this game. But anyways, I really hope that they listen and do something like that if they don't make a new game this year. But I'm down with either one. I'm like ready. So I know everybody's really ready for it. So I'm just working on my paths. I'm trying to put in some stuff to make it look pretty and, you know, kind of whimsical, little pathway to walk along, and maybe also look like you're kind of going through an older area of the Fairycore to get to the museum and stuff, you know. So I put in some of these ruined items in the white color, which I think fits this island a little better. And then, you know, I'm just trying to kind of off-center them and stuff, so it almost looks like you know, the building came down and this is what was left, kind of thing. So, well, architecture, you know, it's cool stuff. But what do you guys want the most if there's a new game? What is your number one thing you hope they do with the game, or that they add, or that they include in the game? For me, I would love to see like batch building / purchasing. So when I go to Nooks and I want to buy 200 200 wrapping papers, I want to be able to just choose like a big number. I want to be able to make 10 benches at once instead of just one. I want to be able to buy 5 dresses in Able Sisters instead of one. I think that would make this game like so much better. But anyways, that part gets annoying, like when you're continuously like having to build over and over again. I think that's why people started wanting to do Treasure Island so much and stuff, was A, to get the items, but B, to also not have to build so many things, because that's so time consuming, you know? So anyways, I'm just kind of filling in all the places with some of my decor and getting flowers in where there's no flowers. And, you know, just making sure that there is absolutely no space untouched, which, you know, is how I do things. It's hard for me to leave open space. I'm not even sure how that's done on people's islands, but usually mine will have something in almost every space. And if it doesn't, a flower will grow there eventually because there's going to be one right next to it. So I figure the island kind of helps fill it in for me too. So that's a thing. Yeah, so that is basically what we're doing around here right now. I had to fix this path because I had a plant there and it was making it where I had to squeeze through, and I do not like having to squeeze around things. So I'm just testing it, like, to make sure that you can walk with ease, and you still couldn't, so I had to move that guy over just a tad, but other than that, it's pretty good. And then I'm just kind of planting around, like I said, some plants to make everything, you know, look more filled in, because that is just the empty space that I've left behind. And then I am going to fast forward a day or so here towards the end, so that we can take a look at everything and see how everything comes together. But I do really think it's so pretty, the Fairycore design, and yeah, I really like it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all the just, you know, barfing of flowers and designs, because that's, I feel like, what's happening right now. But I do like how it looks, you know, it's always really pretty. So all right, and then once I'm done here, I need to go to the other side and fix that top part, because this is pretty empty up here. And again, I'm looking at my castle and I'm like, dang it, like I can't see any of that stuff in the back. It's just so super annoying. Look at that. Like, all you can see is the castle. And yeah, it's cool. It looks great, but it would look so much better if I could see like all that stuff I put in the back. Like, I'm so sad about that, but if anyone knows like how to make it better, let me know. Maybe I have to have a third story. Maybe that's what I needed to do, was to go up 1, 2, and then be on the third story and then come down from that. And maybe that's how you would look at the museum and be able to see all that stuff in the back. I don't know. I guess if I could do it again, I probably would need to try some other things first. But boy, it's a lot of putting up and tearing down if it didn't work, you know what I mean? So I feel like this still looks really pretty, and when you walk around it, you can still see what's going on. So it's okay, but it isn't my ideal way I wanted it to turn out. My vision was way more grandiose than what it turned out to be. So anyways, but hopefully you guys are still enjoying my yapping and this build all together. So my videos, I guess, are for people who really love flowers and lots of those sorts of things. And because I love the in-game flowers and stuff. They're just so pretty. They did a good job on that. I do feel like they could have done a little more variation. We definitely need a few more different types of flowers, but You know, again, that's stuff they could add to the new game. That would be really cool. So I realized I didn't put my gate back, so I had to come back over here and do that. And I wanted to put up some party lights here because, you know, they're cute. And then I just thought I better add a few more little things that I had in my pockets. So now I think it's time to go take a look at everything all put together and see how this whole shebang turned out. So, oh, I do want to put a little tree here though. So, and I don't have a shovel with me, so I have to run and grab one really quick and put that in because I have to stunt that tree. And then as soon as I get the tree stunted, then we'll do a little tour of the area. But I also had to fix the path because the tree ended up bumping it out a little bit and making it hard to walk around. And like I said, I don't like to have a hard time. I went and got my shovel. I'm going to plant this little apple tree behind just so it keeps that small. I try not to forget to do that, especially on the video, because some people are like, you forgot. So anyways, I'm all done with this. So we're going to head out to the front and take a little tour of this whole area. So hopefully you have enjoyed this build. But this is my little path from the front airport area. And you can walk off to the left side, and this is how you get to the little path that leads up to the museum. And then on the left is the little mountain I did today with the cliffs and the little water features. And then, you know, we got a little wagon up there and stuff like that. Super cute. And yeah, so I think the pink trees really add to it and make it look way more Fairycore. Then you come over the bridge to see the museum, and again, unimpressive. You can't see, you cannot see it very well, the back stuff, even with my camera, which is sad, but oh, that's about as good as it gets the way it is right now. So anyways, this is my museum, which turned into a castle. We've got this bridge going off to the left here, and lots of cute little fairy-like items around just to make it kind of whimsical. I realized here I did not fix my path, so I'm fixing it really quick since we're here, and I don't want to forget. And then I'll take you off to the right side, and then we're pretty much done with this build. So I really appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for watching. I know that it's a time in your day that you take to listen or watch, and I know a lot of you are playing at the same time, which makes me happy actually. I do the same thing. Here's my little pond over here, my little magical pond. And then we're gonna walk over to the right side, and this is where the other moon is. Got our little entryway here, got our little statues matching on both sides. And then we've got our little path with our butterflies and moons and such, and this is the other bridge that leads back over to resident services. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and if you have anything to comment, please let me know below. Give me a like, and if you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. I would love to add you to the family. So I appreciate you guys. I hope your holidays have been going good. Christmas is over now. We're getting ready to go to New Year's as I'm filming this. So Happy New Year's to all of you, and you guys take care. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm excited for what's coming up. Take care, guys. Bye.